We about to get into it. We got to get into it. So do me a favor over there. Shut the doors. Shut the doors. I know that y'all, it's collection time. We got to get it. I ain't trying to hear nothing. We need to get it. Look, I know y'all heard about this, man. Marvin Sapp, never would have paid it. Never would have made it. He's facing backlash. There was a conference/church service. He was collecting the offering, and he told the ushers, "Hey, close the doors." Some people he's saying lock the doors, but he told them to close the doors so he can pull a collection. I usually don't touch on certain things on this podcast. Religion is one of those things I kind of stay away from. Politics is one of those things I stay away from. But this is a funny story. So I'm just, as a person who grew up in different churches, this practice that he exemplified is something that everybody who grew up in church already know. This is the protocol. Period. This is the protocol. You can give your tithes and you can give your offering, but for some reason, we need a little bit more. We got a building fund. Sister Sally needs something. Brother Joseph needs something. It wasn't enough collected. Whatever it may be, it's going to be an extra offering. And that extra offering, though it's optional, it's not really optional. It doesn't come across optional, because we're going to go from, we might start off at, okay, who can give $500 to who can give $2? And we're going to scale all the way down. So what he did is not uncommon to those of us who have grown up in church and been around, different pastors and bishops who've done it. But I think we've entered an age where people tired of it, to be honest. And social media has exposed the predatory nature of many different things. And it just happens to be Marvin Sapp in the church time. That's just what it is, man. So Marvin Sapp went to, of course he would go to Ricky Smiley. He went to Ricky Smiley and he had to reply to all the backlash, because all the backlash, is, you can imagine the comment section. People like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's extortion. That's kidnapping. There's no way that this should be okay. Cut it out. Right? So check out Marvin.
That lock folks up in my church that, I made them give $40,000 and I wouldn't allow them to leave until they gave it to me. And to be honest with you, that is absolutely false.
Yeah.
Number one, that offering was taken last year. This was a service that happened last August. Number two, it didn't happen at my local church. It actually happened at a national organization's international meeting where churches from all over the country, all over the world came together for the purpose of celebrating the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. People took issue with me saying, shut the doors. Understand, I never said lock the doors.
Yeah.
I said shut the doors. Shutting doors mean that people still have the ability to go in and out. They've taken issue with my tone. And I can honestly say, looking at the video, maybe I was a little more assertive than I should have been. And I can apologize for that. I can apologize for that. But three things I need to make sure that people understood. Number one, the $40,000, if it was $40,000 that was raised, was never given to me. That money was raised for the purpose of taking care of the budget for their conference, not Marvin Sapp. Number two, it didn't happen at my church. It happened in Baltimore. Number three, people take issue with me being firm with the ushers. Anybody that goes to church, ushers one-on-one, that's the first thing they teach you as being an usher, is that there are 3 times you don't walk. You don't walk during the altar call. You don't walk during prayer. You don't walk during the offering. One of the reasons being is because of the sacredness
Right.
of the moment. But it's also about security. As a pastor, we understand and we know that churches are being robbed at gunpoint. It's happening all over the country. This is not something I'm making up. This is factual. So if you got 5,000 people in the room, you want the doors closed. You don't want the doors locked. I couldn't get them locked anyway. It's a convention center. But the doors needed to be closed, and there was a lot of pandemonium stuff that was going on out there. But I wanted to share that first. But that ain't even the reason why I'm here. Here's the reason why I'm here. The reason why I'm here is because what has happened is people have taken clickbait and made something out of it that it isn't. And because of that, my church has been getting phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out. My staff are afraid because I've received death threats over $20 and shut the door. People have come to our campus. They have come to my church to try to cause problems, issues, challenges. And again, my children, I don't look at comments. We was talking about this. I don't read comments. When you got millions of followers, you ain't got time to be reading all the comments. You just don't have it.
Right.
My children do. And they are afraid. And the reason being is because I'm their only parent. I'm a widower. They're afraid for my safety. So now we've had to update and increase security and all the things I've never had to do before because of the vitriol and the anger that people have shown, the things that they've said in my thread and stuff. And all of this is because of a misunderstanding. And I'm not blaming people. Let me be clear. I'm not blaming anybody because of their misunderstanding. I'm just saying in all you're getting, get an understanding. And if I'm sharing with you that the $40,000 that I was trying to raise, and again, I don't know if the organization got 40.
Okay. Y'all heard it. So, quick recap. It was a conference. The money didn't go to him. He get all the ushers because it's a sacred moment. Every usher knows that you're not supposed to be walking during these sacred moments. And he's not blaming the people. And all your understanding, get understanding. So, I would agree. And I do agree that, when we take a look at the fact that, we've had churches being robbed, you had the Dylan Roof situation, you have to be cautious and you have to, make sure that you're keeping things secure. Valid point. Nobody can argue that. That's for sure. And all your understanding, get understanding. I think that Mr. Sapp needs to get understanding as to why people are enraged. First, before I even move there, it is never okay for people to send death threats, to threaten this man's life, his family, to invade the church, to harass the parishioners, to mess with the clergy. None of that's cool. Don't do it. Y'all take things way, 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 way too far. Like, chill. Period. He don't deserve that. Chill. Period. Put a period in that, right? And also, in all your understanding, get understanding. So, Mr. Sapp needs to get understanding. Like, when we look at this, I look at the situation similar to people with the guy Luigi who did who ended up committing a crime against the medical guy. Again, not condoning his actions. There's a large sector of people who support his actions because, quite frankly, people are just becoming tired. They're becoming tired of being misused, abused, and drained for everything that they have. So in the sense of what was going on with that guy in the medical situation, you just had a lot of people who are just outraged and tired. And so we have radical people who are going to take it way further than it necessarily has to go. At the same time, for understanding's sake, this is why people are tripping about that. Now, correlate that to this Marvin Sapp situation. It's not that people thought you were taking the money and putting it in your pocket. It's that people are kind of tired of being drained, And that may not be his intention, right? And a lot of times, sometimes something that someone else does just becomes the breaking point and the catalyst for the mass outrage, right? And the mass outrage is people are like, man, I'm paying my tithes. I put a little into the offering, and then I keep getting to a situation where I'm being asked for more. And you got to understand that when you're being asked for more from people who have more than you, it becomes a situation where now they become the enemy. They become the problem. And it could be a litany of problems as to why that person doesn't have and whatever it may be. But I'm just telling you that now you become the focus, right? Or your action becomes the focus. So we have to get understanding. People are just tired. They're drained, right? And they're tired of being used and abused from people who have more than them. So though that's not your intention, that's where their mind goes, right? And then other people hear that rally cry and it becomes now a bigger situation, right? And we kind of need to look at the situation and go, okay, where are people at? And how can I provide more? How can I be more understanding and also provide them more understanding without trivializing how they feel, right? And not taking it seriously, right? And then also understanding that I need to communicate to them how I feel and where we are, because we're all people moving within the same, vortex, so to speak. And we all just trying to, get to the next steps, right? So the church has expenses. Conferences have expenses, and things need to be paid. At the same time, the parishioners, typically in most church situations, most people live in paycheck to paycheck. Most people scraping to make sure that they pay the tithes, let alone give the offering. So when they're asked for more from someone who they see has much more than them, and then combine that with your admittance of your tone, right? And the time in which we live in, that's going to come off a way. Again, never okay for anybody to threaten your family, to put undue pressure on the clergy, on the people of the church. That's not okay. So I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying, when you say in all your understanding, get understanding, I think that goes both ways. So we need to make sure that, we understand it. Right. And it well, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave Ricky alone. You went over there to Mr. Ricky Smiley, and we know how he put it on. But again, this is not necessarily a conversation that I'm having about trying to demean religion at all. I'm just speaking to the fact that people are going through a lot. That pocketbook and wallets is tight, and we need to have more understanding on that. You know what I mean? All right.